Black. Make their boys go take the drinks from this baby. Their boys make them go take the drinks from this baby.
Wow. I don't know what I did. Let you guys drop and let you have the food.
Can we please start taking our seats so we get ready for the second session? Can we please take our seats as we get ready for the second session? Very, very important has to do with us here, especially in Kumasi. Can we please take our seats?
Before he starts, while we're waiting, I'll have given a rap, but I don't think people want to hear me rap, so. Oh, I don't think so. They don't want to. Do you want to? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. If not loud enough, look at the number of people here and the number of people saying yes. If you make it louder, maybe I will.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I thought you were going to give me some time to settle it. But that's how the first word to speak. Thank you guys, God bless you. Thank you for coming. So we are having Amoakohene homecoming, and it's only right. It's been years since we started Amoakohene. We came back big. So we said to the team, we're not just coming here to do a show and dancing and program. We have to leave an impact. So we had a power-packed activation.
Has brought you this far?
I think I had the best experience as far as the question you're asking me. Because I didn't have the tools like what we have today. We doing this. I didn't have that when I was coming. I didn't have somebody sit down and speak for me to pick few things, which is good and bad. The good side is I was allowed to make my mistakes on the go. So I was figuring it out. But for some reason I just felt like being authentic was one thing that stood out for me. So you hear Sarkodie, you see Sarkodie, you only see Sarkodie, you hear Sarkodie. I don't want you to start to think, oh, is it like this guy? Or so authenticity was like my top priority in the beginning. And also taking things slow and not skipping the process. Because that's the way we build anything strong. Whether it be in the building, career, anything, you can do your checks. It's facts. You have to go through the process. If you skip it, it's not strong enough. So I think that's what I did. I took time to go through everything. When I say everything, God can say that's my big boss, my big boss Santana. He's on the day one, he's been there till today, so he can tell you what the grind was. There was no skipping process, you had to go through it. Yes, literally don't skip it, and then just go through it. That makes you build a strong brand, that makes people feel attached to it. So I sell story more than music. Music is the icing on the cake. You sell the story. Somebody was once to tell a guy walking on the street. So if you ask a typical South Asian, they know the story. The music, they like it. Of course, they can rap, but there's more of the story. They see themselves like you, that it's possible for them to go from here to there. And to be able to believe that's my strongest, selling point that makes the brand Sarkodie. And I would say the last one is loving what I do. And when you say you love something, people just throw nothing around. When you love something, it's way deeper than how people say it. If you can quit something, you don't love it. If you can feel like you want to stop doing something, you don't love it. And I have this funny thing that I said, there's a shop in Taiwan, this woman. People normally don't go there to buy anything, but she's always open. And that, maybe I know the only person that will open is that woman. It's just consistency, because she just loves opening the shop and just being there. So that's the same thing with music for me. I love music. I didn't do music to become a famous person and people start getting I want to just, when I rap to somebody, the person is excited. That's to be my thing. I enjoy it. Still today, that's what I want. When I'm writing, I'm thinking about South Asian, Channel 9 really about how they're going to love this. Still today, that's what I do. I don't sit down to write hits. I don't do all of that. It's out of love. So when you love something, the ups and downs come and go, when you can stop it, because you don't even notice that there's ups and downs. All you notice is just making music. That to me would be the top one to build a legacy. I would really get into what you're doing.
Okay, speaking about consistency, let's get into it, because there are people who have been doing this for quite a while, but they haven't gotten anywhere close to where you are. How do they not give up? Because I have sat down and looked at certain people and said, can you just because it's probably not working. You don't think that I'm not the only one who has said that, right? I'm sure that we've all seen one artist or the other and said, it's okay, this rap is not working, you do something else. But you say that you stuck with it, you were consistent with it. If there's someone who's listening, who definitely, you know, I know a lot of these people will be listening, how did you manage to go through, you know, that waiting period? Because you make it sound very easy, but I'm sure that it wasn't as easy as you make it sound.
I believe that. I've had this conversation with other people. They said the same thing. Yeah, you're saying that it's not that easy. But mind you, I was in the same space. There was a lot of people that were not liking what's happening as well. So if you think, even to this, there's two people that doubt, which I understand. It's life. That's what you have to understand. It's life. Some things are not meant for everybody. Some will like it, some won't. But funny enough, as humans, we are wired to respond to the ones that doesn't go in our favor. So you can say yes, 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 yes. When somebody says, I'm tired of everything, you'll be shocked that you focus on that comment and try to understand why the person said that. So that's what we normally do. We get stuck in time on the negative energy. I don't have to be a fan. I keep telling people that to give me young artists, this is happening, what do you think? I'm like, my opinion, I can say something that will bless you, but I might not like it, but I'm not the one to tell you whether you're going to make it or not. Maybe it's not made for me. You know, so that attitude of knowing that you're headed somewhere, you see things at night. When you sleep, when you're alone, you know what you're seeing. Nobody can be able to interfere with that. One thing I can say as Sarkodie is I'm a very stubborn person when it has to do with decisions. When I make a decision, that's it. Nothing you can do to stop me from going. So that one maybe you have to work on yourself to get to that point, but you need that resilience to be able to move further. But if you listen to stuff and you get stuck in your journey and then you can't move forward, that's where you trouble yourself. So build that resiliency and then just keep going. I think you're going to make it.
Do you get to speak with a lot of upcoming artists and tell them these things? Especially, let's focus on the Kumasi artists. Do you get to tell them some of these?
When I get a chance to have a one-on-one, I'll pass on my knowledge. I believe journeys are different, but we have certain facts that everybody can apply. So somebody's journey might be different on how they're going to grow, because I see certain routes that people take that I didn't believe in it, but it made it. You know, so all I was saying is keep doing what you're doing and love it. So when I get a chance to meet them one-on-one, I've met a few of them and then we have conversation. Yeah.
But I'm sure that you've also seen some take a certain approach that you think isn't the best. Have you?
Yes.
And have you reached out to them to let them know in the position that you are, being a
I've
legend?
done that before.
You
Yes.
have? To who?
You want me to be specific or?
Yes.
No, I can't mention names, but there are certain artists that I knew, and then they were responding to things that I felt in the long run would go against them. Because it's about what you say, what you put out there. You know, so I reached out like, you know, calm down. I know things can get to you, but be very careful what you say. Because people will be watching you with what you said, instead of just listening to what you're doing, you know, or the music you're putting out. So things like that can reach out. If it's that level, I think, and I'm close to you, I will.
Okay. Now, with Kumasi specific, the artists here, what do you think is the problem? What do you think is the reason why they're not getting the kind of mileage and exposure that they should get?
So to be honest, if you ask me, I don't think there is any thing called like limitation. Or to me, I think they are getting a fair share of what's happening.
Are they? And why are they?
Yeah.
No. So the journalists here say no. So
No, you see,
it's happened.
You see, one thing is when you take anything on a grand scale, right? Let's take it all the way up to Africa, right? You know, Ghanaians always complain, and you are born always saying, but when you take it on the grand scale, we are supposed to go so far. What was Sierra Leone? What was Kenya? What was the other place?
But some people argue that if the whole country,
Yes.
if the artists in the entire country could come together, maybe we could be a force to fight or go head to head with the Nigerian artists, but we are not. So the Kumasi artists for many people are behind. And you are saying you're not seeing that. But the journalists here say they see that. I mean, do you see that as well? Yeah.
Okay, let me make one comment. So I was, of course, when I see this in person, I still see that, okay, at least if you have these number of artists and performers, it's not that bad. Other radios can also complain. But what I see works, not just music, in any business. That's why we're here today, the ecosystem around it. Because what we do is point fingers. So media men will say the artists will say media men, and then the fans too. It's an ecosystem. And if you see the ecosystem as you being part of it, your role will be your top priority. Trust me, the crowd, even the consumers are part of the ecosystem. When you go out there and we're doing shows and nothing, and then somebody goes, oh, Ghana, no, that's where it starts. So me, my top priority is that if you come on my page, my main page, if I have to post any song, that's why it's my CV tablet and no one knows. It has to be from the Ghanaian. You can go all the way back to, you can go and check whether you think I'm lying.
It has to be a Ghanaian, your song or any other song.
Any other song that is
But
my
do you
song.
support artists, upcoming artists, like you should?
That is my top priority. I'm not
Do you?
perfect. I'm not, yes, of course. I'm not perfect. I'm saying I'm getting
That's me?
No.
Okay.
No.
Let's put our hands together for you. I just need to go.
So it's a whole ecosystem. Sometimes the conversations we are having can also drag us back. Right? Instead of we talking about this person has done this one has done that. So I want to see you on the BET or the Grammy stage. Guess what? When you are on that red carpet, I will be your top priority when you see me.
Right.
So that is how it happens. When Snowboy, Shatta Wale, Black Hole, Sarkodie gets on the red carpet, there's a bunch of Nigerian presenters. They are waiting for their guys, right? So when they see me, they're talking to me and they see the video, oh, Sark, I'll be back, man. Then, so then you see more of them. So there's more to it. I used to go to the BET and I'll be there by myself. Every time I've been on the BET, the time that I won was only me and my team. My best BET experience was when Snowboy won because I was there with Snowboy, Mikey Michelle, and John DeMello. Can you imagine? We are in LA, we have our table, we are vibing, we can go and see the stars and come back to your people. But then every time the other, you see them back from them. The media, the producers, the businessmen, the artists. To me, the artist is always the icing on the cake. To make this happen, the artist is the last part. Artists are doing music. If you want to have a big concert, to date, we don't have me, Stone, Shatta Wale on the stage outside now.
Why?
That's the point. So that's where the ecosystem comes in. So people have to be leaders. You have to lead and have vision of leaving a legacy. Stop saying Shatta Wale one, there's somebody friend on my way. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. You know, I said the papa. So it's way bigger than we have a conversation about just investors, artists. It's bigger. We'll be out for the role in this place, and that's why I'm excited for today, because we're not talking about one problem of artists or this. It's a whole ecosystem, and when we all enjoy. Funny enough, you will start making more money as a radio host if the country is driving. Let me check this in. I'm very passionate. I try to control myself with this one, but this is a conversation that's really dear to my heart. Sure. I remember speaking to Channel O when Channel O was like very huge at that time, and I said, "Why are you guys not hosting the awards here in Ghana?" And they said it straight to my face. There is nothing going on in the country, right? There is nothing happening in the country that's interesting enough for our PR perspective, for people to feel like, "Oh, Ghana." That's where we're going. At that point, there was nothing happening. And I came back, I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? How can we do stuff together? Let's put this aside. Trust me, with the pride that people talk about the artists and this, it's West Nigeria. But we have people who can put that aside and bring them together. If you wanted to wait for Western Better when they below to be under one roof, it was never going to happen in our lifetime. This is artists. Creating people is different. We are in our own boxes. But when Sewama here becomes the leader, and now create a relationship with Shatta Wale, Snowboy, Sarkodie. It's a phone call. Shatta Wale is channel, my big man, Sarkodie is friend of my big man. Then you get all of us together, you put us on the biggest stage. If you do this in London, you can imagine what will happen.
So, and I'm interested in this this one because every time a Nigerian has sold out at the O2, for instance, this conversation comes up. Which Ghanaian artists can sell out the O2? And I have maintained the position that the three of you, can do it easily. Are you now saying that it's just, you're ready to do it, but it's just a matter of someone putting all three of you together, I mean yourself, Stoneboy, Shatta Wale, to make it happen? Are you ready to do it?
I'm not even saying we have always been ready. So let me just say this. You see what you just said about Nigerian artists selling this and selling that?
Yeah.
Don't skip history. Before that happened, they were all put under one roof. Even me, part of it, Shatta part of it, Stone part of it, Tanzania, Diamond part of it. When they got the data, that is where you started seeing them using the data for one. So when they didn't start Westgate show, they didn't start Burna Boy show, not Davido show. It was one African concert, it was Unplugged, it was all these festivals that they were doing, and then they were able to gather Africans and people in the diaspora under one roof. Nobody was able to do those numbers. But when they came together as an ecosystem, they created that. And that's the format that they are using for individuals. So if you're thinking you're waiting for Sarkodie to go and gather all the Ghanaians landed at once, I'm not saying I'm not a good artist, but this is business.
Right.
So we need that ecosystem around the whole industry. And when we do that, let your partner say, you deal with me and Shatta and Stoneboy BS for just that moment. After that, that's what happened when they got the numbers. Are they calling us to come and join the game? When was the last time that you've seen that the parity with Nigerians? We could do the same thing.
Right.
If Mr. Beku says he's bringing Shatta Wale Stone, Sarkodie to that thing, and then Wizkid as a surprise guest, of course we're getting the numbers, but it's still a Ghana initiative. So until we get to do that, we can't complain.
So let me understand this. Why isn't that happening? You haven't got anybody to invest?
So let me give you a format of what happened in Nigeria. There's a guy called Polo who did the One Africa concert.
Yeah.
So Polo deals with all of us. He will pamper you like a baby if you don't Polo. Okay, he's sad now.
So you want to be pampered?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there is a lot that goes into it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A leader knows how to deal with that.
Right.
Because they know what they want. It's beyond you. It's beyond Shatta Wale. It's bigger than even he himself. It's for the whole ecosystem. Now Polo is not active. But Polo, let me give it up to our Ghanaian brother, DJ Brantier. All these people played the major role to where Afrobeat is today. So some people have to take the chance. We could be lucky that maybe ourselves, myself and Shatta Wale are in talks already. Hopefully we can round up what we want to do. Sometimes we get to the final point that we do. Hopefully this time we can do it. But this has been my stance over the years, and I don't feel like putting any negative energy out there. But one thing I'm saying is this is a vacant opportunity for anyone. It's not just a big good stuff here. Even if you are here, you have the leadership skills to be able to bring people together, organize stuff, do all these things. It's bigger than somebody's personality, or how somebody is, or how somebody speaks. Because it's way bigger than that. It's a whole ecosystem. Sarkodie, if Ghana doesn't survive, my legacy is not safe. So I can go and achieve things for myself and go to the BET and do the branding. It will be forgotten.